Hi, I'm John Appleseed. Thanks for joining me today on my YouTube channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle. Today we've got the Saturday Stumper, the brutally difficult puzzle that I always struggle with. This edited by Stanley Newman. There are various people who construct it. Today the constructor is David P. Williams. I don't think I recognize that name, so we'll find out if David P. Williams and I are on the same wavelength today. My suggestion to you is that you watch this on double speed because it'll take me a while to get anything in the grid. And when we get toward the end of the puzzle, I may have to use some hints in order to finish it in a timely manner. Let's get started. One across, source for kiwi. Don't know. One down is miniaturized hearing aids. Two down is half the alphabet. Not sure. Three down, city that thanks London with an annual Christmas tree. Don't know that. Four down, game piece that was a chariot long ago. Is that maybe something from Monopoly? Excuse me while I pop open a seltzer water to keep myself hydrated as I go through this puzzle. One across, source for kiwi. Kiwi can be a person from New Zealand, or a bird, or a brand of shoe polish. I don't know what it is. Five down, graspable. Nope. 14 across is backup announcement. My first thought is the beeping that a truck or something might make when it announces that it is backing up. Nope. 17 across, painted by number. Nope. 20 across, misdirection metaphor. 5 down was graspable. 18 down is banjo bar. Okay, I know we took ukulele. We had ukulele lessons when I was in 3rd or 4th grade, and the little bars on the neck of the ukulele, they were called frets. I imagine it's the same for banjos and guitars. 6 across, be a bounder. To jump is to bound, or bounder can also be a disreputable person. 6 down is delay, delay, delay. 7 down, he looted 3 ships from Spain. In ballad. Oh, I think that's one of the songs from Assassin's Creed 4. His name was Captain Kidd, and he sailed, and he sailed, and he looted 3 ships from Spain in that song. So Captain Kidd, that's right. Then maybe Skip for be a bounder. Okay, thank you, video games, for helping me out with that one. 15 across is Alberto to amigos. What would be short for Alberto? Beto or Beto, I would imagine. 8 down, they come with an agenda. No, 9 down, where people work on their feet. A parade. Nope. 6 down, delay, delay, delay. Okay, that probably doesn't begin with... Is it Tito? Short for Alberto. They come with an agenda. An agenda is made up of items. Let's try Tito. That maybe is short for Alberto. I don't know all those. I'm always surprised when I learn a new one of those nicknames for a Spanish name. Delay, delay, delay. And where people work on their feet. A post office? Or a podiatrist's office. Well, something like that, maybe. That I doesn't belong there. 17 across, painted by number. And misdirection metaphor. 22 across is flatter, perhaps. More flat might be the meaning here. There's a lot of misdirection involved in these clues, so usually when I read the clue, I'm thinking... First, what else could that mean other than the obvious meaning? Misdirection metaphor. 21 down is best score Oscar nominee name for Gandhi. So I think we're looking for the name of the composer for the score of the film Gandhi, and I don't know who that is. 10 across, person who's short and lacks credit. Thinking ower might fit, O-W-E-R. Let's get some crossing letters for that. 16 across, moniker for those with no ID. Or no id, maybe. We're using Freudian psychology here. ID is not capitalized. So John Doe is the name used for someone with no ID. Is it John, maybe? 19 across, particular people. 10 down, awful assessment. 11 down, small time piece. Nope, 12 down, big sports bet. Big sports bet. Nope, 13 down, sad ending. Could be ness, N-E-S-S, a suffix that can go on the end of sad. Moniker for those with no IDs. Particular people. Okay, none of those are clicking. Let's try this section. 22 across, flatter. Perhaps. Again, I'm thinking more flat might be what that means. 24 across, Coke and Sprite to Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola Company owns both Coke and Sprite, so they brands or subgenres or something like that. 31 across, word on Iran's flag. I imagine Allah is probably on there. I'm not sure. 36 across, rotation unit. No, 39 across, reason to get hitched. Nope, 24 down, drop a line to omit or edit. Edit might fit, to edit a line out of an article or something. 25 down, product of fusion. 26 down, detained by definition. No, 27 down, hair, a piece. A piece of hair. Or a piece of something you put in your hair. Rotation unit. You can rotate your tires. You can rotate crops. Those are four-letter words that might fit there. 42 across is the heel of Arabia. So Arabia kind of has a boot shape to it a little bit, and the southwest corner where the heel of the boot would be is Yemen. Let's try that. Then 25 down, product of fusion. No, 43 down, does that help? Literally, little mush. Muesli. The cereal, I think, means little mush. Or it sounds like it should. Let's try that. 40 down, Titel für Männer. I think this is German. It's been a while since I studied German, but I think that means title for men. So maybe hair is the way you would address a man, a gentleman in German. Let's try that. 46 across is Semolina with the sound of a southeastern school city. Semolina is a kind of flour, or is it a wheat grain maybe? Southeastern school city. I think we're looking for the homophone of a city in the southeastern United States where there's a famous university, and that is a homophone for a semolina, flour or grain or something. No. What about in this center section? 32 across, gaming concern. And 28 down is rural footpath access. 37 across, younger man of Tacitus's time. Tacitus time, or we're looking for so Tacitus, I believe, wrote in Latin. We're looking for a Latin word for a younger man. I think Tacitus wrote the Agricola and the Germania. Or was he a contemporary of Pliny the Older and Pliny the Elder and the Younger? That might be Pliny the Younger. I'm kind of guessing there. Cell starter for 40 across. Cell starter. Nope, 37 down. Shadow in the sky. Penumbra is a shadow, part of the shadow cast by an eclipse. It kind of fits with that P for Pliny the Younger. Cell starter. 6 down is delay, delay, delay. 28 down, rural footpath. Access. A stile is a little structure that helps you get over a fence or other barrier on a footpath. I remember a nursery rhyme about a man who walked a country mile going over many, many a stile, something like that. I think that's the first time I learned what a stile was. It still sticks in my mind. So is this hello the way you might start a conversation on a cell phone? That's kind of iffy, but this is a Saturday Stumper. Delay, delay, delay. Stop. Something. No. Gaming concern. 33 down there. They're quirky. No. Where people work on... I think this is podiatry. Podiatrist is my thinking of what the root here is. What's the variant of podiatrist's office that would fit here? And podiatry, I think, works. 21 down. That's the best score Oscar nominee. Sporty Swedish models of the 60s. Saabs were a Swedish car. I guess they're not made anymore. 29 across. Network interface. Something about a TV... something, a network television is what we're talking about here. A famous film composer. John Williams and Hans Zimmer are the only ones I can think of, and those don't fit. Gaming concern. A concern, I'm thinking lag, something you're concerned about when you're playing a video game. That doesn't seem to help me. 10 down is awful assessment. My first thought for that was something like, oh, cute, or so cute, something that would make you say, aw. A baby, maybe? Is it something to do with a baby? Then a network interface, what would that be? And with a Y here. Nope, that's not helping. 30 down is seasonal concern, with a question mark. 34 across, gas blank. 38 across, questionable action, another question mark. Questionable action. 41 across, Fairy Queen, excerpt. Edmund Spencer, didn't he write the poem, The Fairy Queen? What would an excerpt of that be? I don't know. Or is it, or taking a series of letters out of Fairy Queen? No, that doesn't seem to help. 44 across, help to be heroic. Can help you be heroic by enabling you or something. They're quirky. 48 across is what talks need to be heard. And 46 across, that's the semolina. Okay, I've heard of Durham flour, and Durham, spelled differently, Durham, North Carolina, is where Duke University is. Okay, so I think that works. Durham is the semolina with the sound of a southeastern school city. 49 across, person who grew up on the Oregon Trail. Oregon Trail, I think, is probably a reference to the video game here. I never played that, but it was very popular. 56 across, a coop group, or co-op group, maybe coop, like a group of hens might live in a chicken coop. 58 across, call of the wild. I'm just thinking howl, the howl of a wolf. Would it be a call you might hear in the wild? And fully, from the start. The wording of that makes me think we're looking for a prefix that means fully or all, an omni might give us that sense. So then 49 down, additional hearing. Is it also? 50 down, impend. Well, that's probably to loom. Coop, group. Additional hearing. And 26 down is detained by definition. Would you hear coos coming from a pigeon coop? So a group of sounds you might hear from a coop could be coos, and then echo is an additional hearing. The echo sound, you hear it again. Is this an elder person who grew up on the Oregon Trail? Elder what? Something down for detained by definition. Yeah, I can see it down, ending there. Okay. 47 down is in a tangle. Messy. That doesn't look right for 57 across. Non-nutritive food for thought. Yeah, let's take out messy. 59 across, big name in rationalism and mind-body dualism. Maybe looking for the name of a philosopher here. Not sure. 62 across, grows with 2. Grows 2. No. 51 down, hit the dirt. No, 33 down. They're quirky. 48 across is what talks need to be heard. 52 down, medal awarder in the service of peace and freedom. Don't know. 53 down, eating up. Nope. 54 down, gulf between 2 continents. I think we're looking for a specific name of a gulf that is between 2 continents. Maybe I'm influenced by already thinking about Yemen and the heel of the Arabian Peninsula, but the Gulf of, I was going to say Gulf of Oman. No, Gulf of Aden is between Asia and Africa, Southwest Asia and East Africa. I think that works. 55 down, I wish to tune my quivering blank. Quote from Byron. I wish to tune my quivering... No, 60 across, animal with a water etymology. So does it have hydra or aqua in it somehow? Not sure. 63 across, whom Cooper based Bumpo on. Natty Bumpo was a character in The Last of the Mohicans, maybe? James Fenimore Cooper. Who would he have been based on? I don't know. Have no idea. 41 down is inner ear. 45 down is Panamanian well. They speak Spanish in Panama. Bien means well in Spanish. Or the word for a well, like a water well, is pozo. Let's keep that in mind as well. What talks need to be heard? Aired? Air? Not sure about that. Okay, have I looked at all the clues? 38 down is lap up. 11 down, small time piece. 30 down is seasonal concern. And 35 down, taverns, light reading. Not sure what that means. Gas blank. 38 across is questionable action. And Fairy Queen excerpt. Okay. Well, we got a lot of this corner done. Maybe let's look here. 24 across, Coke and Sprite. 2 Coca-Cola. Are they daughter companies? Are they... we put in edit for drop a line, a reason to get hitched, maybe you need a tow, so you hitch your vehicle to the tow truck, maybe. Rotation unit. No. Word on Iran's flag. Product of fusion. Two metals fused together would be an alloy. What does rotation unit mean here? Yeah, I think Allah is probably the word on Iran's flag, the name for God in Islam. So then drop a line. To fish, to bait, to cast a fishing line into the water. Rotation unit. Detained is slowed down. Slog, slob, slop. Coke and Sprite. Are they cassettes? Is that what they load into soda machines to soda fountains? I don't think that's right. Hair piece. Oh. Wow. Well, nothing. I can't think of anything that fits here for rotation unit. Let me run through the alphabet in my mind. Is it a slot? Rotation, like rotating shows through a time slot? Is this a mat of hair piece? Hat? A hat of hair? Okay, Q, a pat of hair. Rat? Sat? Tat? Vat? Oh, none of those seem to make me think of hair piece. Cash. Huh, maybe I've got cast wrong for 24 down. Let me think about that. 5 down, graspable, in reach. $17 across is painted by number. Misdirection metaphor. Let me take out fret and see if to flatter someone is to and delay. Stall. Wow, nothing's clicking there. Okay, 1 across, source for kiwi. Oh, maybe the name of the kiwi bird, maybe the source of that word is the Maori language. 14 across, backup announcement. Painted by number. And misdirection metaphor. Miniaturized hearing aids. A microphone helps you hear, I guess. Yeah, I guess the point of a microphone, a mic, is to help the audience hear what you're saying, and we're miniaturizing the word microphone, making it mics. Backup announcement. 2 down, half the alphabet. half the word alphabet would be a bet. Maybe. Backup announcement. That doesn't seem to fit. Painted by number. Color coded. Okay. I kind of like that. Color coded would be something that is painted by number. Match the shade of paint to the number in the slot, the code. Half the alphabet could be A to, what would halfway through be? Around M or so? A to something, anyway. Oslo is a city. I'm sure there was ties born either through World War II or some other way in which Oslo is grateful to London in some sense. Okay, it's on. Oh, it's on. You better back up because it's about to get real up in here. It's on today. Okay, so is this smoke and mirrors is the metaphor for misdirection. Lots of smoke and mirrors going on in the Saturday Stumper every week. A to M, yeah, like a volume of directory or something. A to M might be the first half of the alphabet, and then N to Z would be the second one. Rook, game piece that was a chariot long ago. Okay, this is, I thought Monopoly, but we're talking about chess here, a much more ancient game. Smoke and mirrors. In reach, okay, those look right. 18 down, banjo bar. Capo is, I know, I've seen that in other crossword clues. I don't play guitar, but it's something you can put on your guitar to change the tone or the key or something like that. Flatter. Is there an app called Flatter? A computer application? To stonewall is to delay for 6 down. Okay, that fits. And then ape, to mimic someone. Okay, mimicry is the sincerest form of flattery, they say. So ape is commonly used in crosswords as a synonym for mimic. So I guess if you ape someone, you're flattering them. Capo, in reach. Cash cows for Coke and, what Coke and Sprite are to Coca-Cola. They are their most profitable lines, I would imagine. And then hairpiece is hat. It's a piece that goes on your hair. I guess that fits. Okay, but wow, that's the whole left side of the puzzle done. Okay, what do we do? We're at 2846 now. So not too bad. Let's see if we can finish this one. 10 across. Person who's short and lacks credit. An awful assessment. Hmm. 11 down. Small time piece. No, let's click over there. Let's try here. Gaming concern. Okay, concern could be a company or a corporation. So Atari is a gaming company. And then is it Ravi? Maybe Ravi is the composer for Gandhi. I don't know that name, but that gives us TV. TV set is the interface you would use to watch a television network. Adorbs for 10 down, an awful assessment. If you saw something and you said, "Ah, that's adorable," or in Valley Girl slang or whatever that is, you might say, "Totes adorbs." Okay. If you're short and you lack credit, you are a what? Moniker for those with no ID, with no id. Particular people. Ones. 12 down is big sports bet. And sad, and I want to try sadness, just as a prefix that can go at the end of sad. Anonymous. We're shortening the word anonymous for somebody who gets no credit because their name is unknown, so they don't get credit for whatever they wrote or created. Anon, yes, I like that. Big sports bet. I just don't know that. Dude. So it's a word you might use to address somebody if you don't know their identification. No. particular people and small time peace. I'm not getting this one. What is a big, is a oneer some kind of bet? Kind of like, which ones, which particular people are you talking about? It's a little iffy, but I would certainly allow it. Is this some kind of no-no or nano? Nanosecond is a small piece of time. Okay. Going through the... I think oneer might be some kind of bet, like a one-off kind of thing. Dane. Moniker for those with no id. I'm not getting that. Okay, I'm going to come back to that one. Let me think about it. Gas can might fit for 34 across, 30 down. Seasonal concern. Seasonal, could that refer to seasoning? Like the taste of food is the concern of how much seasoning you put in? Again, seasonal isn't really used that way, but I think in Cryptic Crossword or in the Saturday Stumper land it might be. Taverns light reading. A tavern might have a neon sign that you read to know the name of the tavern. Questionable action. You can pose a question. I'd like to pose a question. That's the action you're taking to question. Canto. I bet the Fairy Queen is divided into cantos. Yes, I think that's right. Lap up. I think this is a cryptic crossword style reversal. If you take the word lap and you write it up from the bottom of the grid toward the top, you get LAP going this way, which spells pal going this way. Embolden for 44 across, help to be heroic. Yep, that fits. That gives us style. So this section looks right. They're quirky or anomalous things are anomalies, things that are outside of the ordinary. I think you just need air. Air carries the sound of speech. I think that's what that is. Person who grew up on the Oregon Trail. An elder millennial. Yeah, millennials. We have two N's in millennials, maybe. An elder millennial. A millennial who's a little bit older. So I think Oregon Trail, I was a little bit too old for Oregon Trail. I think I kind of missed it. So I'm Gen X, or I believe I am. So maybe the people a little bit younger than me would be older millennials. In a tangle, mixed, mired. Not food for thought, might give us a sense of brain. Brain, what? Non-nutritive food. It's food for thought, but not the kind of food you eat. A brainstorm. Gulf of... No, this is big name in rationalism and mind-body dualism. And grows with two. I'm thinking mired for in a tangle. Hit the dirt is to land. It adds to such and such a number. It grows to that number. Okay. Renee. It's probably Rene Descartes, maybe. Maybe that's who Renee is here. Land for hit the dirt. That makes sense. Anomalies. Okay. Inner ear. Is this the corn cob? An ear of corn has a cob inside the husk. Brainchild? No, what is that? 52 down. Medal awarder in service of peace and freedom. Does NASA give out medal, maybe? Eating up. If you're eating something up, you're into it. Brain candy could be food for thought, but not non-nutritive also in the metaphorical sense. I wish to tune my quivering lyre. A lyre is something that can quiver. Then otter. Does otter come from water somehow? Okay, I didn't know that. NATO maybe gives... Daniel Boone. Yeah, he would be the inspiration for Natty Bumppo, although I thought Daniel Boone kind of makes me think... I don't know. In my mind, I thought Daniel Boone came later, because wasn't he at the Alamo? And James Fenimore Cooper, I think, was writing... Well, I don't know when he was writing, but I thought maybe it was earlier than that. Okay, NATO probably has a medal in service of peace and freedom. Daniel Boone for the explorer who inspired Natty Bumppo. Otter comes from water. Did not know that. I'm going to have to look that up. Okay, wow, we're almost done with the puzzle, except for this, this single cell. Okay, moniker for those with no id or no ID. ID is not capital I, capital D, so makes me think it's not identification. I don't understand how Dane, if we add ID, maybe we would get Diane? No, we would get... I don't understand it. I'm going to try... No. It's Dave. We take the ID off David, and we get David. And the over-under, that's the big sports bet. Okay, yeah, one or probably nothing to do with gambling. I think V will finish the puzzle. Wow, we did it with no hints. Only 38 minutes and 16 seconds. That's a pretty good time for me. I have done the Saturday Stumper with no hints before. I don't know if I've recorded one of those, though. Usually, you can look back on every Saturday. I've missed quite a few, but typically I've posted the Saturday Stumpers on Monday, the 2 days after it appears on the internet. And usually I'll need to use some hints. Sometimes I'll need to use quite a few hints, and usually will take me a long time. I think I've gone over an hour in last week's puzzle, but here we did it 38 minutes and 16 seconds, no hints used. Lots of very, very difficult misdirection. So it is taking the letters I and D off of David, we get Dave, which makes perfect sense now that I think about it, but did not come to me at first. And the over-under, also a big sports bet. Did not think of that. I don't gamble, so gambling terms I often struggle with. Terms from poker also I struggle with a lot. Tito as a nickname for Alberto. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. I think this was the first thing I got in the puzzle, maybe, or this certainly helped me with this section. And that is solely from... His name was Captain Kidd, and he sailed, and he sailed. That's one of the shanties you can get in Assassin's Creed Black Flag and play it on your pirate ship as you're exploring that world in that video game. And I think that was my entry into this puzzle. We had another video game clue down here, older millennial as a person who grew up in the Oregon Trail. So I was thinking, right from the start, I was thinking Oregon Trail was the game rather than the actual trail heading to Oregon Territory. What else was really difficult here? Rook should have come to me much sooner. Maori, also a good clue source for Kiwi. Didn't think of that sense to begin with. Hat as hairpiece. Yeah, but I had to have I had to get the H before I could convince myself that it made sense. Yemen, I got fairly quickly. Durham is a good clue. Difficult to get that. Okay, wow. Just a very difficult puzzle, but I'm quite pleased with being able to solve that one with no hints. Let me know in the comments how you did, and please come back for more puzzling games. I'll see you next time.